Yeah, everybody in the tournament is very, very dangerous. Like, a lot of really solid players here. They all played in plenty of tournaments to qualify to be here, so I'd expect nothing less. But alas, let's start with our red player first this time. We've got the Dark Elves being brought by ODM Xiphos. Now, he's going to have for the leader up in the air, Malekith, it would seem. Malekith on top, his Black Dragon Seraphim is going to have Gaze of Malice. He's going to have Soul Stealer, as well as his Breath, and Heartrender, or sorry, no, Destroyer. His mother has Heartrender in the Dark Sword. Now, other than that, we're going to see 2 repeater crossbows. We're going to see some Slaneshi Harvesters with some Dark Riders with shields. And then for the infantry, we're going to have the Sisters of Singing Doom, ROR Witch Elves. We got some Sisters of Slaughter, 4 Dread Spears. And then we're going to have 2 Cold One Chariots. I absolutely adore Cold One Chariots. They're a wonderful unit. Armor piercing on the melee damage and the missile damage. So they have quite a lot of utility. Now, going on to the Greenskin army, up in the air, we are going to see Azag the Slaughterer, going to have Wa, Fate of Buna. Oh my god, this guy is decked out. We've got Wa, Foe Seeker, Fate of Buna, Doom and Darkness, Spirit Leech, and Aspect of Dread Knight, along with Life Leeching being brought by Crabling. So he's very decked out. Starting with the Greenskin right flank, we're going to have 2 units of Forest Goblin Spider Riders, 2 units of Savage Orc Boar Boys. He is then going to have up front 4 units of Goblin Wolf Riders, each ranked up twice, besides the ROR Magrams Mangy Marauders with their armor piercing. He is going to be bringing a healthy number of archers in the form of 2 Goblin Archers and 1 Night Goblin Archer, being the Rusty Arrows ROR. He's then going to have some more Forest Goblin Spider Riders and 2 Savage or Boar Boys on his left flank. And then on his far left flank, we're going to see some Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, one being the ROR Durkit Squigs with their missile resistance. So, both players bringing very interesting armies to the field of battle, and we will see who comes out on top. And for once, we're going to see both players going to pretty standard deployment, straightforward against one another. Maybe a bit of shenanigans going to go on with these Squig Hoppers since they are hidden and Vanguard deployed. But all in all, it looks like we have the skirmishing units out front going to be facing up against the Dark Elf skirmishing units. And then, yeah, cavalry on both sides of the flanks. So this is interesting. I think the Greenskins have a pretty strong army here as long as they play it well. But obviously you can never discount the Dark Elves. Dark Elves are just a very dangerous faction altogether. Especially with Malekith on the dragon and all that terror. One advantage, though, for the flyer here is Azag the Slaughterer does have significantly higher speed than Malekith does. 110 speed on top of Azag, where only 90 over here on Malekith. Ooh, there goes some armor-piercing rounds into the Savage Orc Boar Boys and Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Not going to do too much damage, and honestly, not the best units to be targeting. I mean, I don't think there's anything else he can be targeting right now, so I'm not saying he shouldn't shoot at him, but unfortunately, there's just not a lot of armor here to be penetrated, so not going to be dishing out the most cost-effective damage. Over here, what happened? 2 of these Goblin Wolf Rider archers coming a bit too far out, and now they're getting chased by a lot of these Dark Elves, but perhaps that was just some bait to bring these Dark Elves a bit further out into the firing range of the Greenskin forces, as he does have these 3 units of archers in position now too, and they're going to start peppering these Dread Spears with arrows. Dread Spears do have silver shields, so they're going to negate about 55% of that incoming damage, but look at that, with enough volleys coming in, it will still wear away at them. Both players being very cautious right now, and both players not using a lot of magic so far. I don't think I've seen any spells casted from either player, but look at that. These Dread Spears are going to get melted. Azag's going to dive in over here on top of these Cold One Chariots, and look at him. Is he going to be able to get a quick snipe off on top of those Chariots? And a lot of charges, like feinted charges coming in from the Greenskins, but there goes Wa. The Forest Goblin Spider Riders are going to get a charge on top of the Dark Riders with shields. And Malekith going to be shooting in a breath on top of the Greenskins here, doing a nice bit of damage to the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. But, you know, this is going to be a big moment in the battle right now as the Greenskins charge across the battlefield onto all of these units. Will they be able to keep up the momentum, or will the Dark Elves be able to start making a difference? But look at this, guys. The Durkit Squigs and Squig Hoppers were able to get around the flank so beautifully, chasing off a unit of Dark Riders or Creator Crossbows. And now the Dark Elves' rear is compromised, and I'm very curious to see what happens. But look at this. Azag the Slaughterer just dove into combat, caused terror immediately. Will Rampage go down on him, or will it even matter if Rampage does go down on him with all of this archer fire pouring into support? Oh no! Malekith is coming in now, and Azag may have just got himself in a very, very precarious situation. But look at this, guys. We have Squig Hoppers, we have Boar Boys all diving in to help their master in combat. And just like that, that's really going to change the dynamic of this center engagement with that huge surround coming in from the Greenskins. But now we have a surround from the Dark Elves, Dread Spears diving in, as well as some repeater crossbows. I mean, this is crazy, guys. This central engagement is going to be basically an all-in kind of hand in poker. Whoever comes out on top in this central engagement, I think, will come out on top for the rest of the battle. And it looks like it may be going the Dark Elves' way. But then again, I don't know. More Greenskins are coming in right now. Who is coming out on top? All I know is Azag is taking a ton of damage, whereas Malekith is not. Malekith is throwing down a big Soul Stealer, getting a lot of damage done, and more importantly, regenerating his own health. But yeah, I just don't know if Azag can get out of here. Look at him getting caught again by Malekith. A huge hit going on. Aspect of the Dread Knight being popped on top of him to increase that leadership. But yeah, I mean, that initial engagement from the Greenskins had a ton of momentum, but the Dark Elves were able to successfully repel it. But now it is regrouping time for the Greenskins, and the question is, will they be able to regroup or not? And what really needs to happen is these Savage Orc Boar Boys need to hit Malekith. There he goes, pinning him in place, getting him stuck on the ground, because if Malekith is stuck on the ground, then they can pump him full of these arrows. Over here, Azag needs to be used to probably take out these chariots, in my opinion. But he is going to be standing up there, just staying safe for now as he regains and regroups some of his units across the battlefield. But yeah, very, very close fight. Another fight where it's going to be the Greenskins with their numerical superiority trying desperately to take out the superior flying power of the opponent. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Greenskins, just everything they're sending into combat against the Dark Elves right now just continues to get chewed up and spit back out. And yeah, Witch Elf still healthy. Just a lot of units on the Dark Elves forces that for some reason are just still sticking in it. And the Greenskins, every time they charge in trying to dish out damage, they're just getting, repelled and taking a lot of damage. But the nice thing about the Greenskins is they keep on regrouping and keep on getting sent back in there. A big breath coming in here from Malekith, going to completely delete that unit of Savage Orc Big Boar Boys. But yeah, guys, this is, I still can't tell you who's going to win this one. If Azag can stay alive somehow, then he may be in a good position. Oh, a huge hit from Malekith on top of Azag there. Azag just getting a little bit careless and allowing that hit to go down. But here comes another, what is this? Aspect of the Dread Knight? No, Doom and Darkness is going down. And look at this. A huge rout for the Greenskins, the Witch Elves, the Sisters of Slaughter, the Dread Spears. Everything is routing. And now it is time for the Greenskins to capitalize. Can they do it? Can they take out Malekith here? If they can take out Malekith here, as they have all the rest of his forces routing around him, then they will be in a very, very strong position. Look at all the damage Malekith is taking. One more Soul Stealer, though, and obviously he can heal himself right back up. The Greenskins are going to be chasing him. They need to keep him on the ground. These Wolf Riders are on top of him right now, and I have to say that was such a big break for the Greenskins. If they can capitalize on this, then Crabling will have won my heart over with a beautiful Greenskins play. But obviously not over till the Fat Lady sings. Malekith still has a lot of health on him, and obviously Soul Stealer is still going to be on the table. Alright, Azag's got to be very, very careful though. He cannot afford to take another hit. He has no healing to speak of, and he has 700 health points left, so 2 hits from Malekith, and he could easily be knocked out of the battlefield. Look at this. Cold Wind Chariots coming back. There are only 1 model left, but the Durkit Squigs are now chasing him. And oh no, Malekith is going to be able to get back in the air, and he has some Sisters of Slaughter regrouped, helping him out. And now the Durkit Squigs are going to get terror routed by Malekith there, and they are off the field of battle. And the balance of power, although it was shifting back to the center there for a moment, is now very much in favor of the Dark Elves. I think the Greenskins' best chance here is he's got to Spirit Leech Malekith down, and then once Malekith, just don't give him any opportunities for a good Soul Stealer. Oh, here comes a charge. A beautiful charge, knocking back a ton of those units, but Terror Rout going to be almost immediate on top of those Wolf Rider archers. But, ain't over till Fat Lady sings, and if Azag can be microed well, and if he can use the rest of these mobile greenskin units to take care of the Dark Elf infantry, then he'll be in an okay spot. And right now, the Rusty Arrows are going to be able to fire a round off, I think. There we go. Getting on top of a Malekith. Malekith going to immediately rout them, though. And now, as Malekith is doing that... Oh my god! Azag just dived in on top of Malekith. This is so dangerous. Why did he do that? No! I feel like Azag just made a huge mistake there. And now Azag's going to shatter, and that's going to be game over. Azag is dead. And a very close victory, but great game to the Dark Elves.